Hi and welcome to the Azam Shop channel on YouTube. I'm your host Mohammed Azam, and in this video I'm going to show you how you can use AFNetworking classes or the API to make requests, to make a URL request, a JSON request, and all of those kinds. So what is AFNetworking? It's basically the wrapper on top of the base SDK request API, and it makes it much more easier to make a request. It uses blocks, so it makes it much more intuitive to actually code against that. You can pass in blocks. Let me show you where you can download it. You can go to github.com/goala/afnetworking, and Goala, as you already know, is a very big, famous organization. They develop AFNetworking, and this is pretty much everyone now is using AFNetworking instead of some other API for their URL request. So we are going to do tweets. So we are going to load tweets, but we are not going to really display tweets. I'm just going to show you how you can display the tweets in the console, not in a table view. Okay, but you will get the idea. The first thing is, of course, to download the AFNetworking from that particular URL on GitHub, and copy all the files into a AFNetworking folder, and then also copy JSON-kit. So you can also download JSON-kit from GitHub. Just save it in there in the AFNetworking folder. You have to add a reference to core location.framework, system configuration.framework, and libs.1.2.5 or any one of those that you have. All right. So let me see. Let's see if I have, oops, that is a different application. Okay, so yeah, we're just looking for the URL. Let me grab the URL of the tweets. So we're just going to search the Twitter for tweets for Azam Sharp. All right. And now let's actually make a request, URL request. And then it will be ns URL request and request with URL. And then ns URL with string. And in this case, we are just going to pass in the URL. Which in this case is URL. Okay. Now there are multiple things there. You can make HTTP requests. You can make a JSON request. I think you can also make some media requests or something. We are going to use a AF JSON request operation, and AF. So this is mainly used for if you are sending in the JSON request. Operation with request, and so over here we can pass in the request itself, and the second parameter is the fun parameter, because it is the block that you pass in. And now you can do anything in the block. What I'm going to do is I'm going to copy some code and explain it. So here we go. Pretty simple code. So it's going to make that request, and value for key, it will be it will read the JSON, it will read the results key, get the results, iterate over the results, and get the text, and then simply display the text. Okay, pretty simple, straightforward thing. To make that work, you have to make an operation Q, ns operation Q, and then you have to add the operation. All right, I think that's pretty much it. Let's go ahead and run this. So the screen won't really display anything, it will be just a white screen. so we're not really concerned about that. But let's go over here, and here we go. So these are all the latest tweets that I got. Okay, and you can see persisting iOS application and all that stuff. So anything that related to you know Adam Sharp is basically displayed over here. And that's pretty much it. So you can see that's how easy it is using AFNetworking to make an asynchronous request. Now, of course, if you are downloading images, okay, and you are populating it on a UI table view, this is actually going to slow it down because this is working currently on the main interface thread. So if it's going to, if you're requesting images, it will be requested on the same thread as on the UI. So what you need to do is to use another thing which is called SD web image, and that makes a request on a different thread, and then you will notice that the difference is great. SD web image downloads in the background, and the images loads in a timely fashion. If you're interested in that article, let me see if I can pull it up. There we go. So this is the article, implementing Twitter search iOS app using AFNetworking UI table view and MB progress. It's a very detailed article that I wrote a couple of months ago, I guess. And here we go, loading avatars asynchronously, and we are using, let's see. So yeah, these images are actually loaded asynchronously. Where, if I can find the name of the SD web image, here we go, and it's basically extension to the image view, I guess, and it's pretty cool. Okay, hope you like this video, and as always, if you like to donate, you can sell your contributions to adamsharp@gmail.com. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.